Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today we have some really cool updates. In this video, we're going to be talking about how the Made in USA category that included Kaspa might affect Kaspa in the long run. Now, I'm not going to decide if this is a good thing for Kaspa or this is a bad thing for Kaspa. I'll provide the research that I've done and the opinion that I have, and you're going to make your own decision. So stick around until the end of this video to identify what we are going to be discussing about. Now, before we go ahead, don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps spread the word about Kaspa, and it helps Kaspa reach a lot of people. Now, let's get into the video. Now, in the previous days, Wolfie posted a tweet and he said that he petitioned CoinMarketCap to include a Made in the USA tag for Kaspa. And I believe this was done with good intentions, because he wanted Kaspa to be among the cryptocurrencies that are made in the US, because they are getting a lot of favor and a lot of attention, and just to fit the narrative of made in the USA cryptocurrencies. This is how I understand it. I understand that he did it with a good intention, not a bad one, just a good intention, because he included the reasons why he thinks made in the USA fits Kaspa. But there is something that is really behind this. We have to really address. Today, I was just, doing my own research, and I found out some of the tweets. And this first tweet is from one of the Kaspa community member, and he is called Coin Athlete. And he said, "There are no arguments, just an attempt to fit the narrative of the current USA administration. All this emphasis on made in USA is so bad. You don't realize it now, but I'm pretty sure you will realize it later. It will be labeled forever with one country. At least AI knows the truth." Now, what I saw is that I used the link that he shared, and he made some dialogue with Grok, and we are going to read it as it is. He said, "Can we say Bitcoin is made in USA? Just say yes or no." And Grok replied and said, "No." "Can we say Kaspa is made in USA? Just say yes or no." And AI said, "No." "Can we say XRP is made in USA? Just say yes or no." And Grok AI said yes. So he just said, at least AI knows the truth. So this is his own opinion. That's the good reason of having a very decentralized project, because everyone is free to contribute their thoughts, and that is how this project or this cryptocurrency is going to really grow, because you have opinions from different people from different places. Now, there are some people in Europe, there are some people in the US, there are some people in Israel, there are some people in Africa, there are some people in America, and all other places. There's a lot of people that support Kaspa everywhere, and Kaspa is for everyone who is everywhere. That's the real meaning of decentralization. Now, I think there's a good point that he is trying to make. When you consider Bitcoin, you don't consider Bitcoin as made in the US, but Bitcoin has a strategic, we have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, but Bitcoin is not made in the US. So this is something that we have to really be careful, because when you put a label of made in US for Kaspa, it is forever going to be labeled as made in the US. And this can be just to fit the narrative now, but in the long run, let's say for 20 to 30 years, people are going to understand that Kaspa is made in the USA, and it's going to be labeled as a USA or American coin. But we have a lot of people, we have a lot of contributors who are from different places. Maybe they would have even deserved a made in, let's say, Europe tag. I'm not saying that it is supposed to be made in Europe, but I'm just giving an example, because there's a lot of people in Europe, a lot of people in the US, a lot of people in everywhere who are trying to contribute to Kaspa. So this made in America thing, made America tag, I don't think it is actually the best thing, because when you look at it short term, of course, it's a good thing. This bull run, made in US crypto projects are going to really they get a lot of attention and they get a lot of support. But in the long run, if we really want a true and decentralized project, I think it has to be really stateless. Like we don't have to pin any state or any country or any type of attachment to any kind of state. For example, right now we are saying that Russia and China are trying to dodge sanctions in oil trades, and they are doing this using Bitcoin. This is because Bitcoin is actually decentralized. There is no state that is attached to Bitcoin. That is why even Russia and China can use Bitcoin to trade. But if they want to use, I think the better option would be to use Kaspa, because Kaspa is fast and it can really settle transactions really fast with a very minimum cost. But if they want to use Kaspa now, it has a label that it is made in the US. You see the problem? Now in the long run, if most of the nations want to use this Kaspa, they are going to find this tag, made in America. I think it is something that is good for now, but in the coming years, in my perception, this is just my perception, in the long run, it may have some great effect. So I think before we make some kinds of decisions, like if Kaspa should be included in made in the USA category, I think we have to take it really carefully, because it might have a very big effect. As I said in this example, Russia uses Bitcoin to dodge sanctions in oil trades with China and India. And the aim of Kaspa Key is to create a censorship-resistant stablecoin, which is going to be used for energy trading. Now, if you already have a tag of made in the US, it now speaks against the true decentralization that we always advocate or we always talk about. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this? What do you think about the made in the USA? Is it good for Kaspa now? Is it good for Kaspa long term? Or is it bad for Kaspa long term? Let me know what you think, because it's really good to hear from the Kaspa community what you really think about this. Another tweet that he posted, he said, "This isn't a problem, it's a lie. If it were true, then fine. It is what it is, but a brutal lie, and doing it deliberately, asking on behalf of the entire community to be falsely added to what's probably the world's biggest coin tracker like CoinMarketCap, which has huge influence, is a slap in the face to all of us. Since 2022, I've been telling people that Kaspa is stateless, teaching them what a great thing that is, and all of this just so it could turn into something made in America. Pathetic. I am glad to the handful of people who think critically. It's a shame about the absolute majority of people who are blah 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 NPCs with a K in their nickname and who absolutely don't understand what they're doing here." I believe, I have a different perspective on this, because I believe even the person who was trying to include a made in America tag for Kaspa was doing it with really good intentions, and he wants to put Kaspa to give it a spotlight, like to make it get the real attention that it deserves. And this is what everyone is trying to do. We all want to make Kaspa like known, because there's no marketing team that we have. We just want to promote Kaspa in different ways. And Wolfie saw that this was a great opportunity. Made in the USA tag would really impact Kaspa in a positive way. But we have to really consider some of these thoughts, which are really critical. There is some deep truth that lies in this comment. Now, let's go ahead and look at the founder. The founder also, who is Jonathan Sopoliski, though he doesn't want to be called the founder because we want Kaspa to be really decentralized. But I'm going to share what he had to say about this. And he said, "Kaspa needs a cultural reset. Revive the raw hardcore spirit of the early days. Reread the crypto manifesto. Restore our original ancient logo, a Spartan Phoenician calf. Perhaps time to write a new manifesto for crypto if all OGs are jaded." I think there is something that he makes some real sense, because we have to really restore the early days, the early spirit of the early days. I wasn't there in the early days, so I'm just going to give an opinion because I have done my own research on Kaspa, and this is what I think. What I think the real vision of Kaspa is true decentralization, just like Bitcoin, stateless, nobody owns the project. It's just an open source, decentralized, secure, and scalable blockchain or block tag, however you want to call it. This is the core spirit, and this is the core definition of Kaspa. Everyone is free to contribute on Kaspa however they want, but you have to keep the core values of the crypto project. Now, he was trying to reply on something, and I'm going to read this tweet, and it goes as follows. It says, "A Kaspa story from back in the good old days. We used to have an ugly logo that was mostly because of me, but more than ugly, it was too complex at the time. There were management voices in dark labs calling to take a professional design firm to rebrand. Hashtag whose is Jonathan Sopoliski said that this is too corporate and asked, however the name is, why can't we just take an ancient K? Yes, the letter everyone has in their name today. It is the first letter of the Phoenician spelling of Kaspa. Read from the right, left. Phoenician, being one of the first alphabets, symbolizes an origin of human civilization, rightfully drawing its roots from ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. And so when Ori Newman made the first dashboard for Kaspa testnet, turning mainnet catnip, he was inspired by the simplicity and elegancy of the single ancient letter non-brand, and just downloaded the first thing that popped in search result of CAF. He didn't just ask anyone for permission aside from doing a little poll in the small Discord community of that time. He just did it like everyone should do in open source crypto. No permission, no centralization, just do it. And that's the story of how Kaspa became the only accepted logo of Kaspa. At some point, the community decided to do a fundraiser to polish it, and today we have a more polished green one. In one of my interaction with hashtag, I saw that he uses that simple hieroglyph non-brand style logo on his laptop. So we have a Kaspa logo right now, which we always use. I think most of the community members use, and it is the one that is branded in top exchanges and everything. But the original logo is this. It is one simple logo, letter K, and you've, as I said in this tweet, it symbolizes the origin of human civilization. It has some real great meaning behind, and this is what Jonathan Sopoliski is trying to talk about.
Since its inception, Kaspa has set out to change the digital currency world.
Go back to the roots, go back to the origin, the original spirit from back in the days. So I think this comes after this made in USA tag and how it was really done. I think it is one community member decided to do something that he thought that it was really good for the community, and I think it was really something. I think he did it with good intentions, but looking at the long term, I think it might have some real big effects. So based on this tweet, I think there is a real good reason to go back to the roots and find the original spirit. But this idea of rebranding to a new logo, which is going to carry the whole meaning that was back in the days, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the rebranding of the new logo, like going back to the original spirit, going back to the original culture, the whole culture reset that is trying to talk about? And is it going to be really useful? And let me know your thoughts about what has happened with the made in the USA tag on CoinMarketCap, because we know it is such a huge platform, and that made in the USA tag, as I said in this video, it's going to have a real big impact. We might not see it now, but it's going to have a real big impact. Now, don't forget to hit the like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. It really helps reach this word to as many people as possible. Thank you for watching, and see you in another video.